And we are live. Live at 5 at 4.
Well, at 9:37. Whoa, that was quick.
Lives over here. How's everybody doing tonight?
Cool.
Chris Harris. I was looking for that name. Bat Out of Hell Racing the other day, and I could not find it anywhere. Sorry, I'm eating a popsicle. Oh, summertime sickle. Oh, you can't see it. The light's so bright.
What flavor is that? It's the pink one. Starburst.
Pink Starburst. What are you doing, Nips? You see Grayson said, beep, 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 beep. Okay. So, how's everybody going? Doing, I meant.
Starting off good.
In the house. Michael McFarland. I think it's a pretty sweet go-kart. And there's a fly on our screen.
It like instantly draws your attention to it too.
Get out of here, get!
Go on now.
Yeah. What is that? Oh, that's the battery charger? We hear a high-pitched squealing.
What if it gets amplified through the
Hmm.
microphone there?
Alright.
Now we'll start.
Someone said, what's that ringing sound? I don't know what it was. Is the audio good now?
Rest in peace. So it did probably.
Is it fixed now?
intensify it.
What?
This phone turned into a microphone. When
What?
my phone gets closer, that's what it does.
That's what I said.
It's the phone.
What phone?
Grayson's old phone.
Is it not turned off? Hey. Can you hear me through it? Can you shut it off?
So my phone gets closer, that's when it turns bigger.
Oh, well, shut that off. You gotta
All
unlock it. Oh, boy, this is a rough start to a live stream. Something happened
Audio's good though.
with a phone in the house. I don't know. Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. These, that.
My dog just fainted.
Well,
Why is it backwards?
so,
Hey, guys, can you turn the camera the right way?
no.
Why?
It's just the way it is.
Lonnie's on this one. Daddy's on.
Stacy,
I'm on this side beside Daddy. I'm not
He's
Lonnie.
getting confused by the camera flip that we see.
yeah, so,
I am not Lonnie. I had to put Mama's phone beside that other
so
phone.
today we started, so I was in the Super Scoop,
Yeah, it was.
right, and we was basically going
And there's
to,
your mop fire.
Grayson, you gotta hush, son.
What? Beetle.
Alright, he's about to get kicked out.
Who kicked out?
You, because you won't stop talking.
Oh, did you hear him, guys? He said I'm not. He said I'm not strong. He's weak. So he's eating popsicle. I'm not.
How come
I
so
win.
dark, romantic? We just kind of like this view.
I'll be right back. We're gonna
Better for seeing our faces.
keep him entertained.
Oh gosh, I'm not good at this. Alright guys, ask me some questions. DJ, that's exactly what we're hoping to do. DJ Mittag. Get other people building stuff in their garage. You know, make a little community
What are you
of
talking about?
builders. We inspired somebody.
Oh, I heard it.
Ew.
Someone asked if we got the reeds. They came in the mail today, but I haven't put them in yet.
Obviously.
So, I was going to say something right for. Oh, so we started working on this Maxim 150 cart.
Sigma on this, or-
No, I think it's Grayson. And basically, the roll cage had bolts broke off, so I welded the whole entire roll cage together and took all the bolts out. So we was going to do this today, and I didn't have the front end parts I thought I had. And the other day I started on the Super Scoot and got it tore completely down, welded up. I ran out of parts that I thought I had, so it's been a doozy. I hate when I start projects and find out that I'm
Seems
still out of
like
parts.
days that I'm here get ruined every time by something.
Every single time.
You can see the parts spread out right here. We're like, all right, we got everything we need. No, we don't.
Yeah, I started laying parts out after we tore the front end. Well, the front end was gone off of it because we used everything on the four-seater. Then I welded the cage because it had a bunch of bolts broke off. It's got a dent in the front right there. You can see where someone's hit a tree or something pretty hard. So we're going to try to ratchet strap or come along that out once we get it put together. I ain't really worried about it right now. And
It's getting the Zircon's engine. And then we got something planned for the Zircon.
yeah, I don't know if we're going to do the 670 that I have built, which you will see the video of like a how-to on building the 670 next week. Sorry, I got a piece of barbecue in my tooth. I'm going to pick it with an ARC sticker. Is that handsome?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Got it. So I don't know. The dashboard in this is really low, so your knees hit it. But the Zircon is a little bit more comfortable for me. So what I'm going to do is pull the engine off the Zircon, bolt it on the back of this, put new front end parts, new wheels, tires, everything, and make this my daughter's go-kart. So she'll have a nice two-seater go-kart, and we can use the frame of the Zircon. We'll keep the same front end and everything. We'll just build a new back section, either for the 670 or I have a 420 I'm about to build that's a high torque build. It makes max torque from 2,500 to 5,500 RPM. So that's probably what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I feel like we need to build an completely independent
Oh, yeah, I'm just
suspension.
trying to get the 670 on something.
Yeah.
Because we have the Performance 670 sponsored the video and sent the parts, and then Go Power Sports sent us the 780 torque converter, and I need to test the 780 to see if it's going to hold up in like off-road conditions before Go Power Sports sells it. So I have two companies waiting on me to make a video. Then ARC sent me everything to build a flathead. The only thing I have to buy is a cam, valve springs, and I'm going to put a piston in it, and probably some, I don't know, some stainless steel valves or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But they sent me a head, flywheel, rod, and side cover to build a flathead. So, they rode a Birmingham Mountain. Have you rode on Birmingham Mountain in Jackson County, Alabama? I have not. Never even heard of it. Someone's asking about a 1994 flathead. I have no clue about flatheads whatsoever. I don't know the first thing about them. I'm never taking them apart, which I'm about to. And we have that supposedly 28 horsepower flathead that I got in Texas sitting over there on the shelf. What we're wanting to do is pull it apart and, look at if it's really, looks like it's 28 horse. But from what the guy told us, it's supposed to be the engine builder. What's his name? Go-Kart Alley. Dennis.
Dennis, yeah.
Dennis was telling me he knows that guy, and he was known for building some crazy awesome engines. So hopefully it is meaner than poo.
It looks meaner than poo.
Randy's going to send us some gummy worms and Jack's Link soon. They will be on the live stream. My mom bought me a 5-pound bag of Haribo gummy bears. My favorite gummy bears ever. Have you ever had them?
5 pounds.
5 pounds. She bought me that.
How long will it take you?
Oh, you know that'll give you rough diarrhea if you. It says on it, do not eat more than this many.
Yeah.
It'll blow you out. That was hot.
But how long do you think it'll take you to finish that bag?
Oh, I don't know. You gotta think I have Grayson, Aubrey, Becca, and then
So
you won't get none. Like 3 or 4 days. But
I don't really care for gummy bears like this, the plain ones.
Oh, have you ever had Haribos though?
Yeah.
Crazy, son. You're crazy.
I mean, I like them, but
How many people's in here? Someone's asking about an ATC. If we would get one and put it up against the Honda 3-wheeler. Okay, a couple things about the Honda 3-wheeler. It's awesome. I think it handles. I mean, we haven't got to really taking it out. The thing's crazy powerful in the power band. There's a lot of comments saying, it's 2-stroke. It's supposed to be that way where the power just comes all in. And I know 2-strokes are like that a lot,
it's
and that's
super late though.
That's normally because the reed valves are worn out. I mean, you ride someone's really finely tuned 2-stroke, like the V-Force reed valves, will make it feel like a 4-stroke. You can read reviews where people say it's amazing at how they wake those engines up. Everybody said these, I guess, Boysen, is that how you would say that? Boysen? These reeves are supposed to make a massive difference in the CR80. It's not supposed to give it power everywhere, but it's just going to make it so it isn't so laggy. That thing is super laggy, even with Lonnie. He's 140 pounds. I'm 250 pounds. So I'm 2 of Lonnie and a little more. That's insane.
No, not a little more. 280 would be too many.
Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry. Almost. I got all thrown off there. But, so yeah, some people are saying, it's a 2-stroke. That's the way they run. That's the way a worn-out 2-stroke runs. But, so we're going to do these reeds for now. And then I'm going to buy the V-Force reed valve and a full Pro Circuit exhaust for it. I bet those batteries are bad. But yeah, I'm going to get a Pro Circuit exhaust and the V-Force reed valve. What I didn't say in the video was that dirt bike was fully rebuilt with Wiseco internals, and it's been bored 20 over. I'm pretty sure I didn't mention that. So some more people are saying that I was stupid for trading a Raptor for that. The Raptor's clapped out, had a ton of miles on it, hours. It needed the valves adjusted, which wasn't that big of a deal.
Carbs rebuild.
Both carbs the thing would not run, and when it would run, it was rattling like crazy. So it needed the valves adjusted, it needed the carbs rebuild. I did have a carbs rebuild kit, and the tires was gone on it. My brother had re-grooved them to make them last a little longer.
And those were even worn out. So
yeah, so it would have cost $500 for a set of tires, $400 or $500. It would have took 8 hours to adjust those valves and rebuild those carbs, because that's a lot of work getting in there to be able to access all that. It needed simple stuff like spark plug, oil change, chain. It had good sprockets on it.
because you had already
Probably, yeah, just bearings and crap wheel bearings. All that put together, you got about $700 in parts and a couple days worth of your time that I don't have to put into a 4-wheeler. So the 4-wheeler, I looked up Raptors. It was an 01 Raptor, and this is a 2000 model CR80. I looked them up. Everybody had around an 01 to an 04 Raptor. The most I seen one, well, some people had them for $2,500, but around my condition, running was like $1,400 to $1,600. So I said, okay, my 4-wheeler's worth $900 to $1,000 the way it sits. No one's going to buy a 4-wheeler they can't hear run, unless they buy it cheap. This guy was asking $1,250 for the dirt bike with a full rebuild. He had all the pictures, the receipts of the rebuild, that's why I traded it, because it was a fully rebuilt. The thing starts on first kick.
First kick every time.
It runs amazing. It idles perfect.
I think those reed valves are gonna be all we need, really.
And I'm pretty sure the guy
handles like it's stock. Like,
yeah,
everything feels natural with it. it's nice.
Yeah, with the 3-wheeler setup.
I
And
can't
do
wait to
think-
get it in trails because we've just been around the yard really, and with how laggy it is, you can't really open it up.
Yeah. And also I might try a wider axle. We don't know how it's gonna handle, so I'd like to go take it out in some woods first to see how it's gonna be tip happy. It's a 3-wheeler, but it's super comfortable. I'm telling you guys, it's ridiculous how good it feels. And I think the axle was a 38-inch axle. I think.
Now I think you can get it to where it won't tip.
Yeah,
very
Bub's
easily.
Vacation rode. He's saying the CR will be awesome with some new reeds. He's rode it. He'll tell you that it ran amazing, and oh my gosh, it ran amazing. It just needs those the reed valves, and like I said, I'm pretty sure the guy told me that. So, and I didn't explain how a 2-stroke works 100% in that video. I just went around the loosely based idea of a 2-stroke, and of course, people gave me crap for that. So. Someone's asking how much for one of my Coleman tracks. Wait to the next build on the Coleman track. So basically, we're going to take out the governor, 50-pound springs in the engine, put a ARC top plate or a Mikuni. I think a Mikuni would be not a true Mikuni.
Yeah.
A 32mm true Mikuni, or probably a 34, and I'm gonna rebuild the swing arm, make it about 4 inches longer. I'm gonna make it out 1/4 inch thick material instead of 1/8 inch. It was just what I had. The 1/8 inch is what I had on stock, so that's what I made. But we're also going to make the pivot point of the swing arm the actual jack shaft. So the torque converter will run to that pivot point and then run from the pivot point to the axle. So there'll be no chain tension whatsoever. That's going to be nice. Think of that 3-wheeler longer, a little wider in the rear to make it stabler,
Yeah.
and a stiffer shock. It needs, I think, a little bit stiffer shock.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a 150.
The CR might also. It's
It does.
pretty weak. Which you gotta think it was made for 10 to 13-year-old kid.
Yeah. And you can get the big boy shocks for CR80s and stuff. Someone saying, please help. Predator 212 with stage 1 kit on my mini bike runs good for about 10 to 15 minutes and then it dies and it's hard to restart and it runs like crap. Any idea? I about guarantee you have crap in your bowl and it runs fine because that crap will settle, and then once you ride it, that crap shakes up in your bowl, ends up blocking your jet. Once it sets for a few minutes, that'll end up floating down, but it's still stirred up, and it's just getting like that again. That's what I would do. What are you looking for? DL said if I said his name, he'll give me $90. He won't. How good are the rear brakes on the track? If you're talking about the Coleman, they're awesome. We put hydraulic 150 rear brakes, and we use the 150 front brake on the rear of the CR80. I didn't show that in video because I just started working on it. I was pouring sweat. It was hot out here. So I didn't go in full detail, but I am going to do a video soon of me converting it back to a dirt bike and timing me. You know, not trying to be fast, just seeing how long it takes. I know what tools I need, and I think that'll be sweet to show people how fast, because some people said you run a perfectly good dirt bike.
It
No,
won't
it
take
didn't.
any time at all.
It's completely modular. We basically got to loosen, we got to take the brake line off because I haven't bought a new master cylinder and stuff to swap it all out with the rear section. So it's 2 bolts on the swing arm.
Yeah,
The
take
chain.
the chain off.
Hey, that reminds me.
Nah.
Somebody said it in the comments. I'll post the comments.
So we got new hats for sale. Miss Redbeard is going to post the link in the comment section. This is the new style. This was last run of hats, which I like this style. I'll bring this one back. And someone also was griping about our logo. I like this logo. It's simple. Of course, we have Goose It, Rip Snot in the face. But when you go to doing stuff like that on hats and shirts, that's going to cost a lot of money, more colors. He said you guys need a lot more colors. No, we don't, because they won't sell. We barely sell anything right now. So, where can I find a 18 horsepower coil by 420? The same as a GX390 coil will work. Coil. 3-wheeler CR80 hill killer. Now, I can't wait to get it out, and there's the link. Redbeard's Garage, actually. She must be on my account, I guess. How dare her.
Post it twice.
307 or 420 on the go-kart. You're talking about 301. 420. I mean, if you can afford the extra money, you're getting electric start. You're getting, 100 and, 19 more cc's. That's a pretty sweet deal for like $100 more. No, E-tard. We don't handle the hats whatsoever. This woman, yeah, you can pick the hat up, yeah, and save on shipping. Yeah, you can pick it up from here and stuff. Yes, you can. Sorry, I got confused there for a minute. The Everlast welder's doing awesome. I'm still finally tuning it. I welded this cage out so nice. Like, compared to that old Lincoln welder, it is crazy at the difference that it makes. It's crazy. Yeah, 420 stage 2 is a pretty mean setup. That street go-kart is vicious to 45.
Yes.
And we're about to fix it. I'm doing a turnbuckle on the rear to keep the motor section from bending. That's the next video. We'll be doing a turnbuckle and re-gearing it with, we're going to do a couple different gears and test it out, and it's going to be pretty awesome. Predator engine or Briggs & Stratton Predator all the time. Every day, all day. You want to, if you see any you want to answer, Lonnie, answer them. Can you remove the bearing out of a 212 block? Which bearing are you talking about? I'm guessing the side cover bearing. Yes, you can.
E-tard, if you come down on weekends, I'm here. Come on down on weekdays, I'm not.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to come down on a Saturday. Sunday, I don't care to ride.
but no work.
Yeah, I don't like really work on Sundays at all. Two-wheel drive mini bike. It's been done. You know, Build Break and Repeat just done it. Just did it.
Did it. Yeah.
Just did it. I got that mountain sling, but I don't know. It just never has interest to me. Does it? You? An engine on the front?
No.
I don't. Me either. I just
If we could figure up a way to do it
single engine, like they do them dirt bikes. Yeah, that'd be sweet to do the chain setup where it goes down, but that's a lot of stuff that I don't want to do. And you got to think, I'm making a YouTube video with this, so if I had to put 20 hours of R&D just to figure out how I'm going to build the thing and then have to film it, then that would be crazy for just YouTube. The 4-seater go-kart. I've been waiting on someone. Phil Black asked about the 4-seater go-kart. Been waiting on that question for a while. So I stripped it down, got it sandblasted, and then I had taken it down to a local body shop called Sweetwater Collision. Great guys down there. They're going to sponsor the build with, and they're going to bedline the whole thing like a dove gray and do the floor pan black and the engine section black. The 150 sitting over there, it smokes and it runs a little rough. I mean, all I'd have to do is put a new carb on it and it would run right, but it's still going to smoke. And the future of this go-kart, I can't discuss right now, but I need to rebuild the engine, so I got a new head and piston and stuff over there for it. I've never rebuilt a 150, and I want to film it, so what I'm probably going to do is use this one as my test engine, like to do my first build, and then when the Zircon 150 blows up, then I'll film it, since it'll be the second time I've did it. So I've taken it down to the body shop. It's been there for 2 months. I told them when I got there, I was like, I'm in no hurry for this. You know, I was saying I'm in no hurry, don't get it done tomorrow, you know.
Not the right words to use.
Yeah, I shouldn't have used that because, and I haven't called them and bugged them. I've asked them about it one time. But it's sitting down there. I'm thinking about going and picking it up, bringing it home, getting my plasma cutter out, and cutting that floor pan off of it, and putting an aluminum floor pan like we did the twin engine, because that's what added all the weight to that buggy. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Bubsification. I have not had to do my carb. It probably needs it now. But when I bought my bike, it was fully rebuilt with a brand new carb, so I haven't had problems of it. But I helped Trey, our friend, do the same thing on the same bike, and you basically have to remove everything from the back forward. You have to pull the tire, pull all the plastics, pull the air box to get to the carb. It's at least a 4-hour project, and that's if you're quick with it.
Yeah, it's because of that aluminum frame. They got that. I don't know what year yours is. You could have a steel frame, you know, which steel frame is massive difference, because you're talking about tubing that's like 1 inch to aluminum is like probably 1.5 by 3.
Or that's 3 inches thick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a rectangle aluminum tubing. So
I think it looks better.
Becca just opened the door, but yeah, it's lighter, stronger. I mean, they're great. So Becca just opened the door and told me that the 4-seater's actually been at the body shop for 4 months. So I'm thinking about going down and picking it up, cutting that floor pan out, putting the aluminum floor pan, because you can ask Lonnie, before we put that floor pan in it.
Oh my gosh, that had to have added 200 pounds.
It was ridiculous. and I'm wanting to cut it out, and then that would lighten
06,
it
it's
up.
basically the same as mine. Mine's 07. I don't know if the 06 had dual pipes. I think they did. But
Mhm.
yeah, you'd have to do the same thing as my bike. Pull everything from the back forward.
Sorry, I haven't been reading a lot of comments, so if I'm missing, repost them. Is it worth buying a 79cc Predator? Just go with the 212. Do not buy the 79cc Predator. They're garbage. No one makes parts for them. Go Power Sports has taken the 79, like the 80cc mini bikes, and has done everything to that engine to try to make it have power, and it does. Because, all right, think about it, it's 3 horsepower stock. So once you jet the car, remove the governor, you can't find valve springs for it, and do all this junk, you're going to be at like 5.5, 6 horsepower. Why not buy the Predator for, I think it's $15 more, and have an amazing engine? So do not
With
buy that
all the
79.
aftermarket parts, you can make them
Yeah.
things 30 horse.
Yeah. Would you build a rear end power plant for sale? Yes, I would. What I'm going to do is, if people are really interested in buying this, I can sell it just as a metal fixture. So you got to put your own, like, it'll have the brake mount and everything. Basically, you would just have to buy the axle, bearings, wheels, tires, or I can sell it as a complete package and do it with Go Power Sports. So you could basically, like, I could take Lonnie's bike and build one off of it. If you really want to, I think we need to do that to yours.
Yeah.
And put the 22-inch tires. We did 18s on the 80. Do the 22s on his, and do, of course, a wider
I'd
axle.
want wider, yeah.
Yeah, and just make it crazy.
It'd probably be scary on my bike, though. It's a lot of power
Oh, yeah.
for a
it'd be-
three-wheeler.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun to try, because
Oh, yeah.
I built that
I'd
in
do
6 hours, and that was my first one. So now I know exactly what I have to do.
And it's not like you're welding it to the frame. You
Completely
literally
modular.
can take it off in probably 15, 20 minutes or less.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And again, the Everlast welder is amazing. It's awesome that Everlast worked with the channel and helped us out with that. Because I'm telling you, that was a sucky time when that welder died. I've been fearing this day for a long time. But I never expected to get such an amazing, like, that's not my dream welder, I wouldn't say. But it's right behind my dream welder. I mean, that's close enough. I mean, I'll tell you that. It's awesome. I'll never use the stick part of it, but I will use the TIG. And then hopefully they'll want to work with the channel some more after I do a video in a week or so about their welder, and do us a standalone MIG and a standalone TIG. So what I'm planning on doing is having this welder. If they was to do that, I would use this one as TIG and steel. I'd use a standalone MIG for MIGing, and then I would use the standalone TIG for TIG and aluminum. You'd have the best of. You wouldn't have to do no settings. Everything would already be set up. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't have to swap nothing around. That'd be pretty cool.
Find space to put
For 3 welders, yeah, 3 welding carts. I think it'd be cool to build 1 welding cart.
With 3 on it.
3 stacked, yeah. And then put, like, it'd be bigger than that and beefier, but make it hold, I'll have to have 2 tanks.
You
Or
can
TIG
find
uses a
somewhere to
different-
put it
Yeah.
out of the way.
Well, it'd go back right there. It wouldn't be no,
It'd have to
Just-
be wider too, though, wouldn't it?
no, because all those welders are going to be about that size. That's a large welder. The 3-in-1.
Well, it's triple the Lincoln.
We are getting a Trailmaster MB200, by the way. Someone asked if we've looked at one. We're getting one. It's on its, well, it's not on its way
we
yet.
love them.
Yes. And we're getting a red one, and I'm going to fully build a Tillotson 212 for it, and it's going to be stupid mean. Yes, Rusty Rockets, that's exactly what we got. I got the MTS 211 SI, which is a MIG-TIG stick, and it's awesome. Brandon is going to start his own YouTube channel, but I can't guarantee he's ever going to upload anything on it. I'm going to start one. I got the name. It's going to be City Coast Speed Shop, and he's going to I'm going to try to help him if he'll film some, or I'd like to go up there 1 day a week. That was the original plan, was 1 day a week I'd go at Brandon's and film something, but he works on a lot of customer stuff. I'm not going to film that. He wants to film like he hasn't got to touch his Mustang since I was up there last, so that's why you haven't seen a
Or
video.
his,
Buggy.
Buggy.
Yeah. So you asked about weld spatter, turn the wire speed down. Yeah, I'm still tuning that in. This welder is really complicated because it's a multi-processor digital, control board. So it's a little hard. Do we shoot guns? Sometimes.
I'd love to more often.
Yeah,
I
I
love
hate
shooting guns, but
I hate spending money on
to
ammo to
shoot, yeah.
shoot. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Well,
Sucks.
that's what I love about 9mm. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I wish I had a 22, a good rifle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like a target
I just
rifle.
get so bored shooting 22 though.
Yeah, but shooting more complicated targets,
Yeah.
that would be fun. That's what we need to do. Someone asked if I've ever messed with a flux core welder. They got a $100 one at Harbor Freight. Braxton, the guy that's going to start showing up on the channel, I gave him a Predator 212 to trade for a Harbor Freight welder, and he's been messing with it. I have never welded with a MIG without gas. When I got my welder, I right ahead looked up how to convert it to gas. Mine luckily was able to be converted, and I converted it immediately.
Not one weld unconverted.
Yeah. Go Power Sports did have a Monster Moto 212, and I don't think they're that great. There's
No.
nothing really.
I don't like them. There's so much room in the engine bay. That's what's cool about them. You can put
Yeah, but
anything.
really, on any mini bike, there's a Coleman. You can fit a 420 with nothing.
Yeah.
Weld a new engine plate. I just didn't. I don't know. I'm just not. If they
They're
sent us one,
rugged.
we would have one, but I would never buy one.
It's hard to go back to a mini bike without suspension after being on mini bikes with suspension.
Yeah, like the red Colemans, they need to come out full suspension mini bike. And I need to. All right, so I'm going to real quick go over videos that you're going to start seeing. Street go-kart, we're going to do some fine-tuning on it, fix that engine section. And then once we kind of played out the street go-kart, then I'm going to do the second build on that 420 with a forged piston. I'm going to do the large valves. I'm actually going to send the head off, have the large valves installed, and they'll go ahead and port and polish it and maybe shave it a little bit. I'm going to try to find ratio rockers because I can't seem to find hardly nothing for that Hemi head yet on that. But and other than that, I'm going to send the rotating assembly off and get it balanced as well, so we can rev to 8 grand and be smooth. So when we get that 420 done, it should be one wicked, like 30 something horsepower. I mean, NR Racing sells some crazy 440cc engines. They sell like a 37 horsepower one. This dyno tested. You get a dyno sheet with it. So, we're thinking I can get around, maybe 30 and put a flat slide 34 millimeter Mikuni on it, a true Mikuni, because Go Power Sports is a Mikuni dealer now. So you can still buy the knockoff Mikunis that they sell, and those are good for a budget, throw it on. And we've had good luck and bad luck out of them, but I think the bad luck was more the engine it was on, not the carb's fault.
And sometimes how it sat on the engine at the downhill.
Yeah,
like
you have
how
to.
we had
Yeah,
to mount engines sometimes.
yeah.
It would put it at a slope, which it didn't like.
Someone's asking about the Duramax 18 horse. That's another thing. I'm going to take, the twin engine buggy. That's a good thing to talk about right now. So the front end, I fully got the front end put together with new spindles and everything. We rode it. 20 minutes later, we bent those ears on the tie rods. Then a guy came down. We're going to call him the Deuce guy, who we're actually getting a Manco Deuce on Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday. And we're going to slap a Lifan 688cc engine on it. Lifan's going to send us out a 688 cc V-twin, which is the same thing as a Predator pretty much. We're going to try it out on a Manco Deuce. So that guy looked at my front end. We kind of already knew what was wrong with it after reading Ackerman angles and all that junk and Kingpin, angles and all that jazz. So he confirmed what I was saying was wrong with it, was wrong with the front end on the twin engine. So now we got to cut the whole entire front end off. We forgot those wheel spacers was on there when we mounted the front end, or we would have taken them off and widened the front end 2 more inches on each side. So that's what we got to do. We got to also tilt our A-arms back at about 3 to 5 degrees so they're kind of slanted. We got to stagger our A-arms, and we got to build our own knuckles that go out for the wheels. So me and Brandon can knock that out in a pretty good, probably a day, I would say. Get everything tacked up, and I'll weld it once he's gone. But we're going to take a 150 shock like we have on the front. We're going to take the spring off so we can have a test shock that'll still, compress and expand, but it won't have a ton of force. So we can, fully put up one side, turn the suspension or the steering, and make sure everything's right. So we're going to make a ride video with once that's done with the twin engines, then the twin engines are coming off, and we're rebuilding the rear section with a pivoting independent rear suspension. So it's semi-independent suspension with a V-twin on it. And that'll be the fate of the twin engine. It'll have a modular, or not a modular, semi-independent rear suspension on it, and then we'll paint it and then sell it, because I'm going to start building more buggies. So,
And there's not enough room to keep them all.
no, and that'll be 2 18 horses. We can take one of those and experiment. Sean Clark, thank you for your donation. He has a YouTube channel, Mini Kart Garage. So check Sean Clark's YouTube channel out, Mini Kart Garage. He's a patron, and he just supports us every way he can. So that's awesome. So yeah, so we're gonna pull apart one of those 18 horses and see what piston, if Go Power Sports can start selling a billet rod and flywheel for them. I won't be putting a billet flywheel on it because you lose the electric start, and the biggest thing, you lose charging capabilities. So yeah, what are your opinions on the ATC versus ATV, three-wheeler versus four-wheeler?
Yeah, there's no comparison really for practical use.
Yeah, there's just so Hemi rods slipped. All right. There's a guy giving me a head for shipping cost. Hasn't shipped it yet since it's not free. I'm not pushing it. Cool. I mean, what is a stock head? I have some stock heads that I need to send off and get worked. I have a GX390 head sitting over there, and I have a 212, or not a 212, a GX200. I have 2 true Honda heads over there. The twin engine will be torque converters, faux show, all time, per day. What's the best oil for a mini bike? I just use, honestly, we beat the crap out of these engines and never has blown one up other than forgetting to put oil in it. But I just use Napa. Napa's bottled by Valvoline. It says right on the back of the bottle. And I use 10W30. Cheap and it's good. If it's something with a billet rod and stuff, I use, like, I put Lucas high zinc additive when I'm breaking it in. And really, I'll just keep putting some type of racing oil, whether it's Royal Purple, which is expensive. I think a quart of Royal Purple, it's like $12 to $15 for a quart. Goodness, that Napa stuff's like $3.50, $2.99 if it's on sale. What kind of parts are in your garage PC? It's a quad core, I think. Yeah, it's a FX 4350 processor with a Cooler Master Tower, like a dual 120mm cooler on it, and like 12 gigs of RAM and a crappy graphics card. Like, I'm talking crappy. Basically gives me HDMI. That's all it does. It won't play Minecraft. Daniel Johnson in here. Daniel, I'm hoping you're the right Daniel. We need to come right out in his field again.
Yes.
And we need to put performance parts on his mini bike, because he was stock, and that ain't no fun. Remember, we was, see you, Daniel.
Bye. And let him ride that 3-wheeler. The CR.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good spot. Open that thing up across the field and just hook it right.
See what happens.
Tried using the Predator 708 engine. Oh, yeah. Recently, man, the thing was huge and couldn't be put on the engine because stellar if you could find one. The 708, though, it's just like, that'd be good on a lawnmower. Like, if we built a mud mower, it'd be cool to get a Predator 708. Pancakes or waffles? Donated $5. No, that's his name.
I know.
Yeah, waffles all the time. Donated $5. Have you guys thought about vinyl for the hats? Should be way cheaper. I like the embroidery because I want to know someone's getting something that's going to last, even if it does cost more. I don't think I would buy a hat with a vinyl on it. Would you? Feel kind of like,
Yeah.
this isn't vinyl.
I know what
Vinyl
you're talking
feels
about,
cheap.
though.
No, I don't think I would want to do that. I know it'd be cheaper, but I'm picky. I tell you. Someone said my beard looks awesome. That's pool beard right there. That's saltwater pool beard.
It's good for it.
It actually does. Like you get out of a chlorine pool, my beard
It
used to feel
feels like
death.
oh.
Yeah. And the saltwater pool my father-in-law has is actually pretty sweet. It's I mean, it tastes like you're swimming in men's sweat, but 1740 beard balm. That's it, baby. I use that stuff every day, all day. Not all day, but in the morning.
It lasts
Just
all day.
all day. Just it's just slimy at the end of the day, just like a brick.
Ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, when hurricane, my beard's looking good.
Like I want to know how Vanilla Ice gets his beard to stay so perfectly just.
This tiny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Vanilla Ice is a millionaire, so he probably pays someone to line him up every other day. I would say. What is done.
Is it nice? No, they have a beard that comes out and it like stays perfect
Oh
shape.
no, Vanilla
matter-
Ice always had the like pencil.
Yeah.
No, he's never had a beard that I've ever seen. Okay, so I'm gonna tell him about this one more time. So this was an old Maxim 152R and two-seater, 150 go-kart. We stole the front end parts and the engine off of it for the four-seater, and it's been sitting behind the garage. Someone has bent the front end on it a little bit. They hit a tree. We're going to bend that back out. So I pulled off the roll cage today, me and Lonnie did, and I sanded it down. Lonnie actually sanded it down. And I fully welded the roll cage on it because it was bolted everywhere, and you're going to get crushed if you flip one of those 150s.
Yeah,
So
it ain't holding up.
yeah, so now the thing is super strong, and I'm basically taking the Zircon 150 and pulling the engine section off of it and bolting it onto this one. We're putting all new front end. I'm talking brand new rack and pinion, tie rods, A-arms, ball joints. Everything's going to be brand new, a brand new set of wheels and tires. And it's going to be my daughter's go-kart. It's a nice two-seater, with reverse. It's got an e-brake in it.
And kids can fit in it. 2 kids can fit in it comfortably, but we cannot.
No, yeah, the dashboard's so low, but the Zircon I can actually fit in really comfortable. Like, it's not as comfortable as a twin engine, but it's comfortable enough to do something with. So I've had a 420, the original 420 off the street go-kart, and it bent a valve when we over-revved it without, heavier valve springs. So I have new valves for it. I'm going to just pull it apart, put a billet rod in it, and a marine cam that's got a crazy torque curve to it. Twin 670s. We was actually going to get 2 life ends, 688 cc's, but they only wanted to send us one because they didn't want to make a video on 2 engines. I'll get another one of them.
Eventually.
And the champ, thank you for donating. He asked about the twin 670s and hair gray too. Is Lonnie ready to sing yet? He could be the next Vanilla Ice. You could, baby. I'll line you up. I'll get them pencils going. We can do the whole pencil all the way around.
I don't think you could do what Vanilla Ice's barber does.
No, that's straight. But so this is going to be my daughter's. We're going to take the Zircon. We're going to build a new engine section on the back of it. Keep the same front suspension, and I might even make it a one-seater, single-seater buggy. If I'll set in and see how comfortable it'd be.
This
if it
one,
is
or
the Zircon.
Zircon.
Yeah, and then we can put either the 670 that I built. I've got a fully built 670 over there that the video will be out next week on, or the high torque 420. I don't know which one. It just depends on how comfortable the Zircon is. Are you putting new bearings or whatever in the Zircon? The Zircon has a fully new front end. Well, a year ago, you remember when the tire broke off?
Mm-hmm.
We put.
I broke it off.
Yeah,
I do remember.
There's a whole video on where we put the front end on it. I put one new axle bearing. It needs the other one. It needs brake pads. I put new ones on it and they busted off. So, let's see.
Did not last long at all.
What's that? Oh yeah, the brake pads. Oh, yeah. This isn't the hat that we're selling. This is for 20 bones. This is my nice hat. I got to keep it clean because the hat people, I need to get them to make me. I need like 3 hats. I need one to get. This one's got a sweatband in it all the way up. You can tell I've been doing some sweating. John Bronson. Okay. What do you think about Schedule 40 pipe for roll cage? I don't know how thick Schedule 40 is. I'm not too, I know gauges. What? We actually want people to buy T-shirts over hats. That I'm told. I want you to buy whatever you want to buy because it's your money and you're in America. But I don't know about Schedule 40. I'd say that's pretty heavy stuff. Like 14 gauge on a go-kart with a 670 would probably be plenty. If you're going to like a crotch rocket engine, I would want to go with like 1/8 inch thick tubing. But I don't know about Schedule 40. I would have to see it and see the thickness. Oh gosh, something just went by. Oh, Paul Smith, you say you've been trying to get a hold of me on Facebook. I haven't answered my Facebook messages, and this is no lie, in 4 months. Becca tries to read them out to me and answer them for me, like let me tell her how to answer it, but I get aggravated really quick because I'm trying to do something. I'm like, I don't want to answer questions right now. So I swear to you, tomorrow night I'll sit down and I'll catch up on them. Brady Simmons, thank you for your donation. Are you planning to do 100 go-kart?
100cc.
Maybe 100 mile an hour, maybe. Well, that's what Cars and Cameras did for velocity, I reckon. And we actually have Cars and Cameras mini bike they built in Texas outside because the guy who brought our mini bikes couldn't drive all the way to North Carolina. It was way out of his way. So that's a fun fact. You might see it peek in the video, but that's why it's here if you do see it.
What'd they use to go 100? The shifter?
Ducati on a shifter car. Ducati engine. It was a 900 cc, I think. That was the one they did for velocity. That was the goal, like $1,500 for 100 miles per hour, I think. But she says it's going to take a week to catch up on them. I'm not going to actually catch up. I'm not going to read all of them. That's just, there's no way. I mean, it would take me weeks. There's a ton of them. I don't want to tell you how the fastest way to get a hold of me because then that form of answering questions is going to get overpopulated, and I'm not going to be able to keep up. I don't want that to happen. So, again, Blue Go-Kart is getting new parts, fully rebuilding it, basically. And I'm wanting to get it sandblasted and painted whatever color my daughter wants. It just depends on how much sandblasting will cost and powder coating it. I wouldn't mind to get it sandblasted because I think I could get it done for like $100, which ain't bad. Think of that sanding it would take us to sand it. So I get
all day.
Yeah, and then I could come back, make me a real quick paint booth in here out of the painter's plastic, and just get me a cheap throwaway Harbor Freight paint gun, mix my own paint, and paint it real quick. Aerosol can is not the way to go.
Donkey Coop.
Is this Donkey Coop?
That's the man's name.
Sorry, don't.
We did a video on that actually, the Monster or the Coleman, and Coleman all day every day.
He's probably talking about 212, the Coleman or the Monster Moto 212, probably.
Either way, I'd probably go with Coleman.
Yeah, I would still go with. I'm telling you, the red bike, if they can get the front end kit to be cheap enough so it's affordable for you to buy that fork set, like I'm thinking $200 it would be worth. 150, $200 for a full front end set, and that's a new fender mount, headlight, handlebars, triple clamp, and 2 forks, and all the bolts necessary because you do have to have different size bolts and whatnot.
I felt like the Coleman was funner stock too. Even with that jack shaft, it was.
Oh yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, they're still fun. If I jump on one now, it's still pretty fun. How much can the timing be advanced on a 212? I would think like 8 would be the most you would ever want to advance one, depending on the cam and what you're running. But I still don't think you'd go over more than 8 or 10. I know you're sponsored to go Powers, but they're too expensive. Or can I find really cheap go-kart parts for my build? I don't know. I'm telling you, we're sponsored by Go Power Sports because they're an amazing company. They really care about customers. They really care about the people they're sponsoring. That's the reason we say it's worth paying a little bit more to support companies like that, because there's the reason you're getting Cars and Cameras videos, you're getting our videos, Build Breaker Pete. We got them sponsored here recently, and Rather Be Welding, and Go Kart Alley, Kart Fab. They have all the YouTube channels for a reason because they're an awesome company, and Tim and Dave is two awesome guys. They're just an awesome company to work with.
And the support you get from them. Like, they have people
They
who
will
know what
answer-
they're talking
yeah.
about, who answer calls all day and tell you how to do what you're trying to do.
Yeah, like
So-
you can honestly call them and say, hey, I bought this part from you. You probably got to give them your order number because they get people calling saying, hey, this torque converter ain't working. And they'll be like, all right. And they'll go through this headache of telling this guy how to fix his problem. And then they find out he bought it off eBay. You know, and they're like, why would we help you if you're not supporting us? Pancakes or Waffles, thank you for another donation. I ordered a hat and a shirt and just wanted to say, love watching your channel. And do you edit all your videos yourself? That's a lot of work. But yes, I do edit every video. Becca started editing Patreon videos because there's not much to them. They're just me. We started putting 1 to 2 videos out a week of me just giving a garage update, and people seem to like it. So, but yeah, I do all the editing. I build my own logos like Ripsnot. I built the face logo. I didn't build the Goose It. I could have built it, but at the time we had a company that was doing our merch that had a team of graphic designers. So I was like, why would I go through it if they're going to do it for free? So they made it. Yeah, this is a crazy amount of work. I always think I'm going to have more stuff done than I have done, and it never works out.
Well, and it's the editing that puts you so far behind.
Yeah,
Just-
like right now I have the Coleman, where the KT196, I did a full build on it. That video's edited other than we need some ride footage, and it's a done video. The drift tracks, where we put the Tillotson engine on the drift track, it's half edited. The 670, the Performance 670 build, that's half edited, and that's a ton of editing. That's a ridiculous amount of work. I have videos you guys have never seen before that's years old, like when we got the twin cylinder motorcycle.
Yeah.
I got that footage where we went up there, you know, and where we came home with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw what kind of mess we were in.
Yeah. Then I got it out again. I about shot myself. The Odyssey, we got rid of it. I traded it for a TRX 450
A long time ago.
or something like that. It was something of the sorts. It was just a 400EX.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that is what it was.
And I traded 400EX for an AR-15 and a plasma cutter, and Lonnie got the AR, and I kept plasma cutter
Still got it today.
because we was a
Both of
joint.
us.
Basically, it was joint in that Odyssey. That's how
Yeah.
you could say it. And so for Lonnie's part, he got the AR. And I'm so mad that I didn't give you the better AR when I got that motorcycle, that Bushmaster. Oh, boy. Lonnie ain't wearing this RBG hat 'cause he's a douche. Like, good gosh, man, it's a family channel. Lonnie loses everything. That's Becca. Yeah. He didn't lose it. It's just sitting in his house.
It's sitting on my nightstand.
I
I
do
wear
like
it
that hat,
every single day to work and home from work. Though my work RBG hat, I have a nice one that's clean that you probably won't see over here because we're usually working and I don't want to get dirty.
Yeah.
But I have one that I wear for working and I usually wear it over here too, but I forgot it today. I have a lot of hats. I collect hats.
I would love to, but they're so expensive. Like Royal King, they put a Royal King in. They got some sweet hats. Like
I've
I
already
wanted
bought
that.
two from them.
Yeah, and they're $25-$30, which that's what a good hat costs you. And I would love to have a slew of hats, but I always find
Have you
myself
seen
wearing
my
them
hat
around.
rack?
No.
And my, I think I have like 15 hats.
Oh yeah.
And I wear maybe 4 of them, but I won't throw the other ones away. I'll wear that one day.
Old raggedy hat. Smells like death. Or they never been washed. It's stiff as a board. It's like, John Brosen. How'd you say his last name? Bronson?
Brosnan.
Brosnan?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's just a guess. I
thank
could be
you, man.
murdering it too.
he gave us another donation because we are cool. Well, half of us is.
Well, which half?
Any new designs on stickers? I haven't worked on them. I have a sticker. There's a gusset sticker coming out. It's basically a gusset, a 3-hole gusset with RBG in the 3 holes, and it says strong since 2017. I think it's strong, established, EST 2017.
Probably stats.
So RBG strong because we put gussets on everything. She ain't gonna break. Pancakes or waffles? You son of a gun. You're a graphic designer, and I would like some 1 to 2 color designs. I would love to send some stuff your way just to help out. Do it. I'd love to see what you can do, man.
Where's my chopper? Never once got touched.
Like, how's this weather we've been having? So actually was telling Miss Redbeard the other day that the mini chopper's under the house, rotten.
And
Nothing's wrong with it.
it's a good build.
Yeah,
I loved it. We just
lost interest kind
Yeah.
of because of other projects. So we need to start killing some stuff off the channel. That will be one of them, but I'm bringing it back. Not this coming week. Well, you guys won't see it for like a month, but I'm going to bring it back in the garage in about a week, or 2 weeks, I mean, and I'm going to put the motorcycle rear wheel and tire on it like I said I was going to do, and I'm going to mount the front caliper, and it'll be a fully legit motorcycle. I'll finish the wiring, like clean it up, making it nice, and then basically we'll have a fully street legal motorcycle, and I'm going to do a moto vlog.
Legal.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a moto vlog on it. I'm going to drive to town to the parts store or something on it. I'll
Nobody
drive
will
it
say
everywhere.
anything to us.
No, that we know
We
half
could-
the cops around
We
here.
drove a go-kart to Taco Bell for dinner one night. Nobody cares.
And that's a 6 mile one way.
yeah, probably
6 mile one way trip, and it was pretty fun.
on city streets.
Yeah, and it was freezing when we came back. We messed up.
Yeah,
You
we
remember how
came back
cold
at night. Like,
yeah, it was dusk when
Yeah.
we went.
and it was tolerable when we went. It was still kind of cold, but jackets and stuff, we were fine. Way back was miserable.
Death. Yeah, it was horrible.
Dropped like 20 degrees in an hour.
Pancakes or waffles, send it to Greg at rbgcarts.com.
I'm not doing this on the stool. There's a chair with a back right there.
Oh, sorry.
What am I doing with my life?
Yes, I did get the pictures. B.A. Dad and Sons. I thought that was one name. I did see the generally. I'm sorry if I didn't say something back. I probably got sidetracked and just forgot. But yeah, I did see it. It looked pretty sweet. We are done. We got the camo mini bike you haven't seen forever since we stole the forks off of it. We have a new set of forks to put on it. So we're going to put that together and do a little military build on it. And then I will be selling it. The Coleman go-kart I will be selling. The 2 drift trikes I will be selling. I'm just not selling the one that has a Tillotson engine with the Tillotson. I'm going to sell the Super Scoot. Once this second build's done on it, it's going to be crazy awesome. I got some stuff that I haven't showed anybody. It's going to be a sweet, like the gas tank is awesome.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of
You
stuff.
want to give them a sneak peek?
Yeah, it's over there on the go-kart. I'll go
Okay.
get it because I want some water.
Alright.
I'll be right back. He's going to keep you satisfied.
And I thought I just saw it.
I'm going to get it. It's over there.
The Army build for the Coleman, the exhaust.
Yeah.
The Gatling gun exhaust. I just love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet.
Really not for anything but looks, but looks good.
I think it'll sound pretty cool.
2 12s on a tank of gas.
Oh.
On the stock tank,
Unlimited.
probably a few hours. But
No.
we usually
212 with us. You could ride, I guarantee, 7 straight hours on a tank of gas on a Predator. Yeah, I think they get like 90 miles to the gallon. This is the gas tank for the Super Scoot. It's an actual oxygen tank my mama had that she couldn't get refilled. So she gave it to me. I bought a large oxygen sticker and I tapped the bottom for a 3/8 pipe thread, and it's got a petcock in the bottom of it. So this will be the fuel tank on the Super Scoot. And this top actually unscrews out. It actually can breathe through here very slightly to let pressure out. And what I'm going to do is tap that and run a line off of it. So if any shaking gets, but it's pretty sweet. Oxygen tank, gas tank with a petcock. It's pretty sweet. Thought that was pretty awesome. So someone's asking how much. I'm guessing you're talking about all the go-karts. The KT196 got a fully built Duramax on it. Well, it's got a governor removed 18-pound valve springs. Stage 1 Go Power Sports kit with the RLV muffler, top plate. It's got, you'll see in the video, light bar. It's electric start with battery and all that jazz. I'm gonna sell it for probably $1,000. And you gotta think that go-kart sells for $1,200 stock. So it's got $600 worth of parts on it. aftermarket parts. That's probably $1,000. Drift track, the one with the build engine, the stage 1 no governor engine, will be probably 800. The one without the Tillotson engine, it'll just be a rolling frame, probably 600. Or I can put a Predator on it for 800. Or probably I'd rather just sell it just a frame, to be honest, for 600. And this is all local pickup only. The Super Scoot, I would like to try to get 1,500 out of it. It's going to be it's going to have a peerless differential on it, so it'll actually turn. It's going to have headlights, electric start. It's going to have a lot of stuff, and it's going to be painted and super clean. The mini chopper probably like 1,200 once it's done, or maybe 1,500, because it's going to have a ton of fabrication, time, money. I got a lot of my own money in that bike. It almost makes me sick. What else? I'd sell the CR80 if someone wanted it bad enough. I really would, because I could buy a standalone engine for, a lot cheaper than what I could sell that bike for.
Yeah.
I want to see how long we've been going. An hour. You want to answer a few questions? I forgot to get my water. Try to read some. Try to answer an engine question.
Engine question. Nobody's really been asking engine questions. That might be a good idea. BA Dad and Sons. Live online auction. Do a live stream. Auction off some stuff. The only thing would be shipping. I know he's not wanting to ship any of his stuff because that would be expensive. Unless you want to pay for it. Jack, the car guy, where's my RBG hat? I'm guessing you're asking. And I just forgot it today. I got a bunch of hats and I chose this one.
What's up?
Answered some pretty standard questions. BA Dad and Son said you should have an online live auction. Off some stuff.
The only problem with that is how would I get it to people?
Shipping, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's the CR80 1500 with the trike kit. That's a pretty sweet deal, because you got to think how much 2 V-tread tires are, 2 wheels, axle bearing, and you're getting the full dirt bike stuff that you can swap. In 30 minutes, you can swap that back to a dirt bike and be ripping on 2 wheels or rip on 3. Someone's asking about a Robin Subaru engine. I've never messed with one, but I found out that ARC sells a lot of parts for them that I didn't know about. So I don't know. I'd like to try to mess with one. What's your truck? What does it have in it? My truck is a 95 F-150 with a 351 Windsor. It's 4-wheel drive, long bed, and Lonnie?
Mine is a 2014 F-150 with 5.0 4-wheel drive short bed.
Yeah, so I need a new truck. My truck is worn out at jump time because the factory timing gears have plastic on them. And it's I have 270,000 miles on my truck. The other day, my hood got stuck closed when I was working on it, and I had to bust the grill out with a hammer to unbolt the latch and to open the hood. So I finally fixed that. Finally put a new battery on it. I didn't even want to spend $100 to put a battery on it. But I went and spent $50 on a bumper jack though to put on the roof rack. Like it's like bumper jack or be able to start the truck. I'm gonna lift that. Hey, that bumper jack on that roof rack, I can lift that thing 3 foot in the air. Really? Yeah, it won't start though. I need a battery. I built a pretty sweet roof rack for it. It has a 42-inch light bar in the front, a 22 on the rear. Has a rear view camera on the rear so I can see what I'm hauling, because the truck also has. I put a rear view camera on the tag. And I'm putting a axe, shovel, and a bumper jack on the roof rack, and eventually a spare tire, because I like that tactical or that doomsday look of it, and I like my radio Ford. I really do love it. At
the same time, you want something new.
Yeah, I would love to have Lonnie's truck, just 4-door, because I have all the little ones.
You got family.
And I don't want a truck payment. I just cannot. fork out. Like my wife's Tahoe, we've owned it. Thank you, Bill, for the donation. But my wife's Tahoe is an '01 with 180,000 miles. It needs like an oil pan gasket on it. It leaks oil. You'll leak like 2 quarts between an oil change. But other than that, it's a really good vehicle. We drove it to Disney. Was it Land in Florida or World last year? And it ran. We had absolutely no problems out of it. I had to do little stuff like I did a water pump on it. I've put a fuel pump. But we still owe on it till like the end of the year, and it's like a $230 payment, super small. And I hate a $230 payment. Someone said in the video, on the CR80 video, because I said we need a revalve, but that's $130, so we just need to order it, and I also need to find the money. And this guy was like, you get paid from YouTube. You say you don't have no money, but you get paid from YouTube, don't you? I'm thinking, yeah, how I also got a house, family, and kids, or house, family, and bills. Like, good gosh.
Well,
I got
kids.
70,000, and I said a small YouTube channel doesn't pay much. That's for sure. Not like people think YouTube pays. You gotta think I don't have 500,000 subscribers, so I ain't making a big bank. Did Lonnie buy that red truck from Matthew? No, Matthew's is a maroon 4-door EcoBoost truck. Lonnie's is an extended cab 5.0 truck. Yeah, the stock 3.0 and 4.0 Rangers. I had a 4.0 Ranger that I loved. It was an extended cab, 4-wheel drive, 93 Ranger. So it was that first year, no, 95 Ranger. And I love that truck. That was the first truck I ever had.
My first truck was a Ranger, an 02 Ranger Edge, V6 2.
What year was that?
02.
No, that you had it.
Oh,
It was really new then, right?
Yeah, I graduated in 09, and I was a
Like
sophomore when I got it. So yeah, like 07. 5 years old.
Yeah.
But I would have never gotten that had my uncle not owned the car lot and gave it to my dad at cost. That I got it from an auction. So.
Someone said a Doomsday go-kart. I really want to build a 2-seater because I want a gunner and mount like a pivoting paintball gun in it. You know what I mean? Like one that's just mounted. Like, it'd be sweet to buy a larger paintball gun and have the roof flip open and you could stand up and have a paintball gun, like dual paintball guns. We got to find something to build that out. Shout my channel out again. Sean Clark, thank you for your donation. Mini Kart Garage. Go check him out on YouTube, Mini Kart Garage. Sean's been a huge supporter of the channel. And I think, like, Sean Clark is one of the names I remember. Like CJ Holmes. He's been CJ Holmes. CJ Holcomb. I don't know. Holmes popped in my head for some reason.
I don't even keep up with this, but I know CJ.
Yeah. There's names that, and Chris, the Bad Alley Hair Racing, it's like we haven't known him as long as like CJ, but that's a name I'll always remember. How fast will the chopper go? 55 with the way it was geared. But you got to think we're running a Powerland electric start 196cc engine. We could put a better cam in it and get more RPMs. So the next build I think we should do on it when we're doing the brakes and the rear tires, I want to get more power. So we need to upgrade the cam and see if we can put a billet rod in that engine. So that'd be sweet if a clone rod would work in it for longevity. Hair Gray too. Thank you again. He commented dollar bill, y'all. Thank you so much for you're choking me up. Or a gnat was. Do you like a 1970 Chevy Chevelle? Yes. I think. I'm trying to think. I know my uncle has a 71. Well, I typed in 1970 in Chevelle. Oh, yeah. I was just making sure it was the same body shop I was thinking of. What got me into building things? I've always messed with stuff. Bill, thank you again for another donation. Thank you so much, man. Someone said no, a real minigun on the. Be sweet. Make it detachable where you put a paintball gun and then a real minigun, so when stuff gets rough. So what got me? Ever since I was a kid, I've taken things apart, see how they worked, and tinkered on stuff, but I never had any tools. My dad had tools, but didn't let us play with them or nothing. And I'm that dad, like Grayson just can't go take my tools out in the yard. He'd probably die. He'll come in here and grab a hammer and beat some stuff every once in a while. I have a drawer.
He's
over
so
there.
destructive.
Yeah, I have a drawer in my thank you for watching the 88 Katana 600. I have a drawer with just knickknacks like knives, old watch in it and stuff. And there's a set of brass knuckles in there I've had for years. Grayson will get them out every once in a while, and he'll punch stuff with them. Real quick, I'm gonna pancakes or waffles donate again. What about transmission for a go-kart like a 212? Is there one? I'll show you one in just a second. Grayson had these brass knuckles, and he was just like punching some wood, and it was like, Dad, I'd really love to punch an animal with these. And I was cutting something on the bandsaw. And I was like, good gosh, man. And it just popped in my head like a little puppy, and Grayson just, wow! Just knocking it out.
Oh, you're racing the murder.
But, so yeah, someone said, or Bad Al Hell Racing said, 420cc Stage 2 ultralight airplane. You'll never see me build an airplane. Buy one of them airplane kits, some ultralight. They're pretty much nothing but a seat with a wing on it. So I'm going to show you guys a transmission that you can buy from Go Power Sports that'll work on a 212. I think he might do an off-road go-kart lifted with a built engine on it. Yes, I think that'd be sweet to do. Very well. Yeah, the Manco.
Yeah.
That's going to be a crazy bit.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh Brosnan. I about messed it up. Tell us if we're getting it right. But thanks for another donation, man. Rip the 670. I've been waiting a long time because it looks sweet just sitting there. And that's what it's done for a month. And it's killing me. I want to just throw it on anything just to see how powerful it is with all the parts.
Yeah. So if you want a transmission, and this isn't gears, this is just this is just a reverse gearbox. But Go Power Sports sells this gearbox right here. You got to fab up a bracket for it to mount it. Basically, your driven pulley of your torque converter goes on the shaft, and then this goes out, and you can swap this to a 420. This is a 35 chain, and this goes down to your sprocket on your axle. We're about to install this very soon on something. I just need a good go-kart that has room for the reverse setup. But yeah, this is a Go Power Sports sells this. I think they're like 140, something around that, and that will give you reverse. Now, as for a gearbox for shifting gears, like a manual or semi-manual transmission, you can. Very soon, we're going to be have an XR80 engine setting out, or a bike with a locked up engine on it, and I'm going to actually take it. People have done this. I'm not trying to act like I'm inventing this or anything, but you can take the crankshaft out and get a straight crankshaft built for it, and basically put a sprocket on one end and use the bottom side of the engine case with the transmission on it for a standalone transmission. That's what I want to do. We have a 5-speed standalone transmission that's kind of small, be smaller than a Predator engine, and have 5 gears, so we can have an awesome 5-speed 212 go-kart. I think that would be awesome.
Nick, the car guy, on buggies, reverse is nice because
You have to have it.
most of the time in a trail, at some point you're gonna want it because it sucks getting off and pushing it backwards and driving it forward and pushing it backwards when you gotta turn around. So you really want reverse on a trail buggy, which is pretty much what we're getting into building more because that's what we have around here. It's not really much point and street go-karts for us. It's mostly all trails. It's just gas it and turn.
What?
Nick, the car guy, said you don't need reverse, just gas it and turn.
Depends on what cart you got.
670, that might be true.
Yeah, 670 is supposed to be 50 foot-pounds of torque and 35 horse with the way we built it, so pretty mean. Greg Cooper, your name is on the wall. We haven't, some of our videos that are coming out this week are older, like we filmed them weeks ago, so you got to remember that when we show the Patreon wall. We don't do it in every single video, but Miss Redbeard's really good about going over there and filming it at some point, so we try to put it in every video. I think there's a lot going on here, so it's easy to forget little things like that, but you are on the wall, though. That 450 was a 4-stroke and was a torque monster and a death trap on a bike. Brandon has a WR500 2-stroke dirt bike. You know, it's got a crappy older style frame. You got to think it's a late 80s bike, so the suspension isn't great, but a ton of power.
Ridiculous power.
Yeah. What's your favorite V8 engine? An LS, just because they're so great.
He was just saying his name's on the wall and he's a
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, that's fine.
Hayabusa build.
Yeah, if I can find a Hayabusa engine cheap enough.
Any crotch rocket, really.
They can't see.
CBR build.
They can't see.
It's a good thing, too. They'd be blinded. The lighting in here is really reflective.
Whatever happened to the 4-seater? I was mentioning earlier about it. It's at the body shop. I don't know. I hate that build. Hate it. Because now, you know, it's like when I go back to stuff I've done on the street go-kart, I'm such a... and I'm not saying I'm the greatest fabricator ever, because I'm not. I'm still learning every time I build something. But the things I can fabricate now compared to when I built the street go-kart, it's like, man, I wish I could have that as a do-over. I don't want it as a do-over, but I wish I could build it now instead of back then, because everything, like the 4-seater actually is a sweet-looking buggy. People say the roof's too tall. It's not. I promise you, when my daughter's in there, she has, like if she wore a helmet, she would be about that far from the roof, and that's what you want in a go-kart, off-road buggy.
It's just so heavy.
That floor pan is what made it heavy. The tubing is thick. I wanted it to be strong. It was 1/8 inch thick, 1 inch square tubing. But the floor pan's what really made her heavy. 1/8 inch thick floor pan was stupid. My bad. No, I don't think it was 1/8 inch.
It might
It wasn't.
be
I don't think it was 1/8 inch. It was
quarter.
I can't remember what it was, but I have a sheet of 1/8 inch out there, a full
Pretty
sheet,
sure.
and the other sheet that I cut the floor pan out is a little bit thinner. But it's still heavy, son of a gun. Moving that sheet of sheet metal around, oh man, it was like moving me around if I was legless.
It took us a while. Like we had to drop it a
Drag it.
couple of times.
Yeah.
And catch our
Take a
breath.
break. With the 3 hearts on your motor. Oh, I don't. He must be talking to someone else. Toilet bowl build. I've seen people build the toilet go-karts. It's basically like a bar stool racer, just with a toilet instead of a bar stool.
We saw the sketchiest barstool racer.
Yeah, the 2-seater.
No, that one that was at Go Power Sports tent. That
Oh
was
yeah, and the
this
guy said you
tall.
couldn't ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was seriously
Yep.
this long from front to back. The axles
Yeah.
were like maybe 1.5 foot apart, and it was
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
stupid.
Yeah, he said it was unrideable. Someone said Jacob Smith just unsubscribed. See you later, Jacob. Hey, Stacy. I'm not going to do anything with the 25 horse Kohler unless I can find a crankshaft. I have one. I made a very bad mistake and threw it away because I don't know what I was thinking. It was in my truck forever because I took it around to some machine shops trying to get them to turn it down, because basically the crankshaft comes out the flywheel side of the engine. You got to think the flywheel's that thick, 2 inches thick. So that puts the torque converter pulley has a ton of leverage on that crankshaft. So if I was to run it, I'd end up bending the shaft or something. And Redbeard's Garage, the post, that's where you can get merch. Some people are asking. So
LS cart.
Yeah, no, yes, I have a. It might be on here. No, it isn't. It's on. I got to show Lonnie this LS buggy this guy built for the street, and I want to build one bad. But what was I even saying, guy? Oh yeah. So if I can find a crankshaft that kicks it out the right side of the engine, cheap enough, I would build it. I would do a build with it. But the way it is now, I don't want to do anything. I'd like to sell it for like $300. The way it sets, it ran when we put it down there. I could probably start it back up. But that's a heck of a deal for someone that wants to go get a crankshaft and swap it out. $300, you get a, I don't know what the CCs are. I think it's right around 700. It might be a little more than 700, but it's 25 horse Kohler. Just because I don't want to go through the headache of finding the crankshaft, I'm going to do some checking first, but I'd still sell it if someone was local. You got to copy and paste the link. I don't think it'll let you click it through the message. Someone said he's wanting to build a dragster, and what would be a better setup? It was up here. Where you at? Where you at? I seen it. I can't remember. But okay, he said he wanted to make. I couldn't find it, but I want to answer it to the best of my knowledge from remembrance. But he said what would be better for a dragster build, a stroker 212, I think, or a 150. I think you can get more out of a 212. A 150 is a lot heavier, larger engine, and its torque converter system is really advanced compared to what torque converters you can buy just from Go Power Sports. But that's the only thing it has going for it. You can do a stroker or a bored out one and stuff, but you're still not going to get the power, I don't think, that you get out of a nicely built 212. Dayton Hubs just purchased a tea. Thank you, man. Pancakes or Waffles says he lives in Liberty, Tennessee. Where's Liberty? I don't either. I've never heard of it. So also, someone asked what camera I'm using. I'm using the Logitech 1080p camera. I can't remember the model number. Actually, I can tell you the model number. It's a C920. They're actually really good, affordable cameras. Look how good it looks, and it's like a $70 camera.
Yeah.
Webcam. We would like to get a blue mic, the blue brand mic, to put on the table so we got a little bit better audio, but I don't know what it sounds like. I'm sure it sounds kind of crappy being a webcam mic, but what we eventually want is like a barn setup, because I want the loft to be like a machine shop. That'd be sweet with a lift, like a hoist lift in the center to lift like engines or whatever up to the second floor. The bottom floor would be for builds, and then have an office in there with a nice like leather couch with a setup of array of cameras, and have someone running the live streams, and we do like a 4-hour live stream once every 2 weeks or something, or once a month.
Of us actually building something.
No, of us just hanging out, talking, playing games, whatever.
Right.
Just having fun, and then you could download it as a podcast and list, like if you're a trucker.
We were talking about that a while ago.
Yeah, it's just the money. The money involved. Like I'd have to have, like I could run with these C920 cameras. I could buy like 6 of them, let's say. Have one pointing at me, one pointing at Lonnie, one pointing at Miss Redbeard, one pointing at Brandon if he's here, and then one capturing us all, and have someone running the camera set up on a computer on a cart so we can just roll it.
Mics.
Yeah, and then we need everybody to be mic'd up, and we need a PC, a standalone PC for this. It was all going to cost me like $2,000 to get this set up. That I wanted to do a podcast and large live stream once a week, or not once a week. We was going to do it once a month at first, and then try to do it bi-weekly later if it was popular enough. And what would be cool is like Lonnie's dad's a trucker. He's dipping his toes in the trucking world, and he might want to listen to a podcast. You never know if
That's
we're talking
basically
about.
all he does.
Yeah, just watch videos and stuff.
Well, I mean, when he's driving, it's talk radio because he
Mhm.
is just sick of. I mean, I do too. When you got a good playlist, it's good for a couple hours, and then it's just like I do not want to hear music
Yeah.
right now. When you
Um,
drive all day, every day like that, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I'd need something to keep me entertained. I couldn't do it anyway, so.
I couldn't drive it. No, I don't mind driving like on vacation. When we went to Florida, I actually enjoyed that whole drive. I listened to podcasts on the way down because we drove at night, so everybody was asleep in the vehicle, and I was sitting there just looking at road in the darkness. Good gosh, it's gonna blow your brains out.
I thought you said you liked it.
Well, at night I didn't. When like Becca's up, and talking to me and stuff, it was nice. But yeah. We're not going to do a giveaway tonight because we still got a lot of stuff to ship out from all the giveaways we've done. We haven't even shipped out the speakers yet because we went to Texas right after that live stream, and it's sitting in there. We're actually shipping them out on Monday, I believe. Yes, Monday we'll be shipping out everybody's stuff and getting all that stuff caught up. Then we'll do some more.
Braxton. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
It was in here? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So you can get a clutch for a 1-inch shaft. Go Power Sports sells a heavy duty clutch. We actually have one sitting over there that was going to try on the 301, but I don't think we're going to try it no more because
Torque
it's just,
converter is so nice.
yeah. Why go back in time when you don't have to?
But
Where
we were
is-
talking about putting a clutch on the Super Scoop to keep it from just
Mhm.
wheeling no matter what.
I may still do that. I got a clutch coming. We didn't, for some reason, I didn't have a single. I think I can't remember the last 3/4 inch clutch I used, but I have a ton of 5/8 clutches, like for the tiny shaft engine. I don't know why I have like 5 of them over there, but I do this full time Elliott lawn service for about 8 months now, 9 months maybe. Etard, we will do a joint live stream with you soon. In the next month, let's say, we'll get with you and do it. But
Pancakes and Waffles has a good question.
where?
When am I going to be full time?
No clue. We don't have enough growth right now to afford
Yeah,
a full-time employee. Just can't have. I pay my brother. I pay Lonnie the Patreon money. I'm going to start paying Braxton to help me. I'm mostly paying him in parts though because he likes parts. He's making his mini bike cool. But that's 3 very part-time employees right there, and that's even a smack to you every month. Just paying that out sucks at this point. In 70,000 subscribers, you don't get paid for how many subscribers you get. You get paid for views. So even though you see the 70,000 number, that don't mean all them 70,000 people give a crap about what you're putting up. Half of them hit subscribe just because they like the video and they never check their subscription. Their subscription tab.
Subscribe to 4,000 people so they
Yeah.
never see them all.
Someone asking again if I would sell my builds. I'd sell any one of them, but you'd have to be local to pick them up. So Miss Redbeard's saying June is 1 year I've been full-time at YouTube. But, I mean, I'd like to think that next year we could do full-time, but I don't know. It just depends on the growth, how much revenue we're making off YouTube to see if we can afford it, because we still need a lathe. We got to have a lathe. Got to have a drill press. There's a million other tools. The debt of this adding this garage, that was a debt I took on to do this. So that was a business investment right there. This is a very expensive business, and you got to think there's not a ton of return because I haven't started selling my projects yet. I got to pay a lawyer to write up a contract, so if I sell a project and someone gets hurt on it, they can't sue me, although they'll probably still try. The full-time, we have no clue. It just depends on how this all goes. Trying to make our videos more interesting. I used to be more serious with my videos, trying to do really high-quality videos, and it seems like, from what I've learned over the years, is that people likes more having fun. So we're trying to bring that into the channel because we do have fun doing it, but the way I edit my videos, it's more serious and professional, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Well, and you've always been more putting the information out over just
acting crazy and doing
Yeah.
stupid stuff. Yeah. So We have the 5 horsepower build coming up. Someone asked about it. We're gonna do a build with the supposedly 28 horsepower flathead we bought in Texas, and also ARC sponsored a build and send us everything to build another flathead 5 horse to do a how-to video. So that'll be soon. I just need to see if Dynacams will sponsor us for the cam and the valve springs and stuff. Let's see. What's up, Rasta BTV? So yeah, I try to put the information out there that I used to try to find when I started with this. Oh, and then I put a jack wagon of the week up the other day.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna start doing those. So this week, stay tuned. We'll put another one up. But this guy said that he heard I was sporting stuff. Said that, hey, he talked about how I made my wife do work while we played on mini bikes, and the video he commented on wasn't even about mini bikes. It was about Grayson. Me working on it with him. But Lonnie said today we was putting tools up from working on this go-kart, or before we worked on it, I think. But he's like, you have a crap ton of tools, if you really think about it. And I was like, yeah, but I've been buying them for 10 years, because when me and Becca got together, I didn't have a single tool to my name. I remember back in the day when I used to get income tax returns, I bought my first set of tools. I spent about $1,000 on tools. I bought a massive Craftsman socket set that was basically when you bought it, it was like Ziploc bags full of tools. Like it came with ratchets, wrenches, sockets, extensions. And then I went to Harbor Freight and spent another, in this $1,000, spent probably $300 in Harbor Freight. Pancakes and waffles. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're trying to make our new videos a little funner, but still giving information.
Yeah.
Kind of a mix of best of both worlds. But I do have a crap ton of tools, but there's always tools you still need. There's still engine tools I want to buy. I want to build an engine, a little like a sandblaster cabinet kind of, that I can bolt like a 670 or smaller engine in and fully break it in a soundproof. You'll hear it, but it won't be like crazy loud,
Yeah.
And the exhaust will be plumbed outside. It'll have a fresh air intake with a fan, so it has fresh air going across the heads and stuff at a good rate. I think that'd be pretty sweet. And I'd love to buy a dyno later. That ain't gonna happen for a long time. The cheapest one you can find is like $5,000. But we'll hit people just in. That was perfect. But Greg at RBG Karts is where you can email me at. But yeah. So yeah, when people say, I've had people a couple times say that I wish I had a dad's garage to work out of like that. I wish this was my dad's garage. I'll tell you that much right now. But yeah. Yeah, I started dipping again, bless my heart. Becca said, yes, he is nagging him. Ain't gonna help. I shouldn't have. I stayed off dip for like 5 or 6 months. It was a long go, and then a lot of stress, and I gave into it. Instead of doing what you're supposed to do, which is leaning on God for strength, I leaned on my own self. But
And he's weak, so.
I'm a weak piece of crap. So yeah, we've been doing this for like an hour and a half now.
Oh.
Yeah, hour and 32 minutes. So we're probably going to go watch a movie or something, and we'll see you again. I've been doing live streams throughout the week on like Instagram and Facebook, so make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at redbeardsgarage, and also always support Go Power Sports, because they help make this. If they wasn't a sponsor, we would not be making videos. That's for sure.
He'd be working at Jackie Jones still.
Yeah, old Jack Off Jones. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your donations. Yeah, we will. We'll definitely be seeing you again. We got some good videos coming out this week. The 670 build video should be out Friday. I got to edit that thing, so that's going to suck. But But thanks
There's your
again.
Monday gone.
Yeah, Tuesday too. Monday alone will be the 670 video. But thank you guys for watching. We will see you next Saturday on the live stream, and maybe sooner if you're on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, we'll just see you. Just come and see us whenever.